Go ahead and call to order this regularly scheduled Utility Service Board meeting. Today is Monday, November 21st. And the first order of business is approval of the minutes of our previous meeting, which was November 7th of this year, 2022. Are there any questions or comments on the minutes from last meeting? Do we have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor of approving the minutes, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Next up, we have approval of the claims, 4 types of claims. First is our standard invoices. Let's see, those total $445,182.42. Are there any questions on the standard invoices this evening? No questions. Do we have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor of approving the standard invoices, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Standard invoices pass. Next up, utility bills totaling $297,998.47. Any questions on the utility bills? Do you have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor of approving the utility bills, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right. Next up, wire transfers totaling $378,115.29. Any questions on the wire transfers? Do we have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor of approving the wire transfers, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? And finally, the custom refunds totaling $3,270.89. Any questions on the customer refunds? Amanda?
One thing is just a comment. Snedeker Construction is spelled incorrectly, so I just want to make sure that is adjusted. And then the question about the Lauren Wood Builders, what happened there?
The lake adjustment just put them into a credit balance, and they have a choice whether to let it ride, or if they request, they get a refund out.
Gotcha. Okay, great, thank you.
So the water portion was waived? What was the,
No, the wastewater had an adjustment on it,
okay.
so it put a credit balance into the wastewater account.
Ah, gotcha. The wastewater was waived. We can't waive water. Thank you. Any other questions about the customer refunds? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Oh,
No.
we need a motion.
So moved.
Sorry.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right. Next up, we have no consent agenda, and on to item 4, a request for approval of a contract for the North Fritz Terrace Sewer Rehabilitation Project. Phil Peden.
Thank you, Phil Peden, Engineering Department. This is for the North Fritz Terrace neighborhood. It's with Miller Pipeline. We came forward last time with the request to award on this, and so you've seen that. This is for the rehabilitation of the sewer in that neighborhood. It includes 15,700 feet of 8-inch pipe, 30 manholes, and 30 lateral connections. And the total price is $764,775. I would ask that you approve this and can answer any questions.
Any questions for Phil? Yes.
Can you remind me, how far out are the lateral extensions going to go?
10 feet.
10 feet, okay, thank you.
Any other questions for Phil on the approval of this contract?
And I need to add that the approval needs to be contingent upon the controller's approval because it's in their office, but they haven't signed it yet. So.
Okay. Would anyone like to forward that motion?
I move that we approve the contract amount pending the controller's approval.
All right. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor of approving the contract totaling $764,775 to Miller Pipeline for the North Fritz Terrace Sewer Rehabilitation Project, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right. We are on to old business already. Any old business from the board? No, none from staff? Any new business from the board? From staff?
None.
No subcommittees that I'm aware of that have met. So, on to staff reports.
Staff reports. Well, the city council unanimously approved both the sanitary and storm rates. So we can move forward with our projects beginning in January. That goes into effect January 1st. The storm price will now be $7.50 per residential unit, which is up from $5.95. And then for the non-residential properties, it's going to go up 26%. The sewer will go up 12%, and then in 2025, it'll go up 6 more percent. We are continuing building a list of architects for the new service center at Winston-Thomas. So we're building that list, and we're going to request an RFQ, request for qualifications, so we can vet those and then move forward with the design as soon as we can. If you still haven't taken a tour, you could reach out to Holly, and she could provide a tour of the facility and the property. And then if you haven't seen Latrina lately, or you expected to see her tonight, she was promoted to the customer service manager. So just so you all knew that. And, yeah.
Jim?
Speaking of Winston-Thomas, I went on a tour with Vic, I think Tuesday, and it's really an incredibly big site that offers a lot to do, and I hope we can think about things to do with all of that property. I suggested maybe a community farm in part of it, and maybe other people have suggestions for what, but it's a pretty huge property, much bigger than we'll need for the service center. And right now it's pretty ugly with a lot of, I guess, the city and the county and the state have just put junk there to stay. So once it's fixed up, it's going to be good. And then on Wednesday, I took a tour of Dillman with Hector, and it was a great tour. Thank you, Hector. And it's amazing how new all that stuff is, and the technology, it's really nice. So if you haven't taken the tours, I strongly endorse it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Anything else from staff?
That's all.
Any questions for staff? Okay, we are at the point of the meeting where we'd like to get any petitions and communications from the public or anyone else.
I think as a board, I think we should recognize and thank Latrina for all of her work that she's done over the past couple of years. She's been fabulously responsive to all of our needs and setting things up during COVID for the Zoom calls and everything. She's been wonderful, and I'm so glad we're keeping her in the CBU family. So on behalf of the board, congratulations to her, and thank you for your service.
From whom are the emails going to come now?
I believe that's Daniel.
I'm in room for now.
Okay, we look forward to your humor and wit.
Excellent. Anything else? All right, we'd entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
We are adjourned. Thank you.